lesson in predacious feline comings and goings. For big cats, territory is the lifeblood of their existence. The tiger, for instance, is a powerful and colorful predator that will survive and thrive in its own habitat. Sometimes, though, the hunt leads you and your hunger astray, which can direct you to an undesired outcome. But you know what? You're a tiger. With great survival skills, you come roaring back. The fact remains, though, while solitary, those that started with you won't necessarily finish with you.
The guy that I'm about to introduce you to won this job.
The mountain lion goes by many names and loves to sit atop a rocky outcrop, overlooking their vast territory. They're considered one of the largest species of wildcats. Now, due to its flexible spine, keep in mind that no matter the fall,
throws, and it is intercepted!
The mountain lion will always land on its feet. Both are uniquely qualified to stake a claim to this new soil. Beast mode in atypical territory is now. So many different moving parts today, and like a true cat, you got to be ready for anything and react. The Nittany Lions against the Tigers. Ready to lay down the hammer today here in Texas. First time taking the field as a head coach, Ryan Silverfield. This is the biggest game in school history. James Franklin leading his team onto the field. Through the smoke, they're ready to give out the smoke today. Highly motivated and just a little bit agitated, ready to put out today and put on. Penn State against Memphis. We've been waiting for this for a while.
Let's do this.
Olivia Decker down to the field joining us in just a bit. This is arguably the biggest game in school history for Memphis. We saw them week one, and they put it down on Ole Miss with a convincing win. They haven't looked back since.
Special season for the Memphis Tiger program, and a new head coach in his first game and the biggest game in program history. You want to talk about starting your career with a bang? Great opportunity today for that man, Ryan Silverfield, and can't wait to see what the emotions are, how focused and dialed in this team is. And they've got quite the battle in their hands against James Franklin, Penn State, and this Nittany Lion football team that in their own right has put together a fantastic season.
Dusty, we always talk about it in bowl games. Motivation is what is always questioned first. How motivated are teams to be here? Do they really want to play here? In meeting with Coach Franklin yesterday, I think he checked all the boxes for his team.
Well, he went back and showed his players that in this game, the Group of Five has won 3 of the 5 matchups against the Power 5. So he's reminding them you have to stay locked in, stay focused, and always respect your opponent. That's one of the best coaches in college football. 3 out of 4 years in the New Year's Six. He will have his team ready to play here today.
Penn State playing in their 50th bowl game all time. Now let's go downstairs to Olivia.
Well, Mark, it's been 28 days since Penn State has played in a game, and there's been a lot going on during that time. Rumors of James Franklin taking another job are put to bed as he signs a 6-year contract extension. Offensive coordinator Ricky Ronnie takes the Old Dominion job, and Kirk Shiraka is hired away from Minnesota as the new OC. He's even here today, FaceTiming with some recruits from the field, but he's not coaching. So who's calling the plays? It's tight end coach Tyler Bowen, his first time in his career ever doing so. James Franklin told me he's a rising star. But listen, with all this going on, staff, players, coaches, they tell us Coach Franklin's structure has made this transition smooth, easy, really keeping status quo for this last game, Mark.
Yeah, Coach Franklin always likes to say that every week is our Super Bowl game. Right. As we take a look at our impact players, our Chick-fil-A impact players of the game, and some real quasars to keep an eye on here. on the field.
Well, they'll be on the field at the same time today. Kenneth Gainwell looking to make it 2,000 yards from scrimmage here today with 43 more. One of the best dynamic freshmen in college football. And the true sophomore Micah Parsons has quality linebackers you'll find anywhere in college football. These two going at it today is going to be fun to watch.
Well, Memphis won the toss, deferring to the second half, so Penn State will receive and have the football first. And we are underway as toe meets leather. Down to the 20-yard line, Journey Brown. Starting tailback runs out of bounds, pushed down at about the 27-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10 for quarterback Sean Clifford, completing 60% of his passes on the season. You heard Olivia speaking with Coach Franklin about his relative health. He was injured during that Ohio State game, but set and ready to go here today. He's thrown for over 2,500 yards this season.
Heavy RPO offense. He does a lot of things pre-snap, post-snap. Very intelligent quarterback. And as the offensive coordinator for today, Tyler Bowen, said he's student of the game.
On first and 10, a little play action to Brown, and he fires high, intended for Jahan Johnson. Second and 10 coming up. Started for a couple of years, Sean Clifford did. He sat for a couple of years behind Trace McSorley, now with the Ravens. Learned a great deal as his understudy. Out of the backfield, complete to Brown. Made one guy miss and pushed out of bounds right around the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard on the play, setting up a third down and long. Jacoby Francis pushing him out of bounds for the Tigers.
Nice job by Memphis rallying to the football, just to throw out into the flats for Journey Brown, who's really emerged the last month of the season for this Penn State offense, able to escort him out of the bounds quickly for a minimal gain.
Keep an eye on Bryce Huff, number 55, on that defensive front for the Tigers. One of their better pass rushers. Play clock down to 7.
Kevin Clune calling the plays today. Adam Fuller left with Mike Norvell to Florida State. Let's see if he dials up pressure on the first third down.
Play clock all the way down to 1. Clifford incomplete, almost intercepted, throwing into traffic. J.J. Russell had a hand on it and almost had a shot at picking it off. Instead, it'll be fourth down. So a quick 3 and out for Coach Franklin's squad on the first possession of the game.
Well, Memphis decided to bluff and show that they were going to bring pressure, then sit out and play zone coverage. J.J. Russell, as he gets in his drop, reads the eyes of Sean Clifford, steps in the throwing lane, and probably should have had interception on the opening possession.
Yeah, surely. A low line drive all the way down to the 15-yard line. This is Travion Samuel. Still on his feet, but nowhere to go. Chopped down at the 12-yard line by Jonathan Sutherland. A 57-yard punt. Actually lost a couple on the return. It'll be first and 10 for quarterback Brady White from there. Former transfer from Arizona State, followed his former head coach Mike Norvell from Arizona State to Memphis. This year, beyond those numbers that you see, he really feels, Dusty, like he won the locker room over. He's not the new guy anymore.
His leadership role stepped up drastically, even when we had him going all the way back to week 1, and that's grown and grown and grown throughout the course of this season.
88 yards away, first and 10. Wilson in motion, and it's incomplete. Dropped by Jones. Second and 10 from the 12. Good edge rush, and wide open for a first down, and then some. Coxie still on his feet and into Penn State territory. .39 yards in all and a first down.
Just a 4-man rush by Penn State, sitting back in zone coverage. Coxie wide open. Brady White finds his man, and excellent job after the catch, getting that extra yardage.
Patrick Taylor, the lone back. On the reverse, nowhere to go that time for Kenneth Gainwell. Interesting to note that Patrick Taylor, number 6, was the starting running back in game 1, was injured in that game that we did, Dusty, against Ole Miss, and then Gainwell, who you saw run the ball just a moment ago, emerged as the star ball carrier. 2nd and 10. Between the tackles, Taylor, this is what he can do, back and healthy inside the 20-yard line, and a first down for Memphis. Castro Fields missed a tackle on a nice move and a gain of 15.
Well, this is a big physical running back, but he shows some agility here. This is going to be a zone. Little jump cut, finds the open hole, makes the cornerback. Castro Fields miss, and excellent pickup. Nice opening drive for Memphis.
Down the sidelines, incomplete. At the 7-yard line, intended for Coatsy again. So we've only seen Memphis, Dusty, run the ball once, but had some success there.
Well, this was the weak part of the Penn State defense this year. They did have some struggles in their secondary. Brent Pry referenced that yesterday. One of the best defenses in all of college football, choking out the run game, and Memphis coming out early, getting the ball out in space to their playmakers.
Gibson and Taylor in the backfield this time. They give it a different look on the reverse. Nobody home. That's the man, Micah Parsons. Said, I'll see you when I see you. Bringing down Calvin Austin on the play.
Well, this guy's acceleration is just absolutely off the charts. Let's take a look at Micah Parsons coming downhill on a blitz, gets through, and a big tackle for a huge loss for the true sophomore All-American linebacker.
They tried to scheme the Nittany Lions on the run that time to no avail. 3rd and long now. White in the pocket. Incomplete over the middle. 4th down coming up. Pass was tipped by Lamont Wade and knocked away. And they'll send the field goal unit in.
Pressure was coming down on Brady White. Stands in there. Pass thrown slightly behind his intended target. A nice pass breakup.
Riley Patterson in to attempt this field goal. He's made his last 10 in a row. This one coming from 48 yards out. Just inside that left upright. Good. So the Memphis Tigers and head coach Ryan Silverfield strike first. And a couple of coaches in different stages of their careers and tenures. The first timer with the lead when we come back.
Guys, breaking out the old photos, my true freshman year. That was at the original Cotton Bowl we played in back in the day against Arkansas. A very fun game to be a part of. I mean, growing up, this is one of the biggest bowl games you're going to find, and it still is. To have a chance 18 years ago to play in that game, now come back and get to call it, pretty cool moment back here in my backyard in Dallas.
Unbelievable stuff.
We might have had 9 sacks in that game. Oh. Not saying, just saying.
Just rattle those stats off for me, partner. You had a couple of sacks in that game, I know.
They got to get Journey Brown going. It's the guy who had 3 of 4 100-yard games to close out the season.
Clifford passes it to the edge. Good catch and run on the play. First down. That's Dotson picking up 12 on a little RPO.
It's that run pass option. Nice read there by Sean Clifford. Here's Clifford being injured against Ohio State. Next to last game of the season. Missed the Rutgers game.
Back to the action on the move. Clifford looking downfield. Handle wide open. And pushed out of bounds in Memphis territory at about the 32-yard line. Another nice gain by Penn State. This one of 31 yards.
Well, you've seen it on back-to-back plays. This is one thing Sean Clifford really does well. Throws the ball on the move. KJ Hamler gets free past the second level and an easy pitch and catch for a big gain.
Penn State going fast as well. They hand it off to Journey Brown. Between the tackles, still on his feet. Bringing that smoke with the straight arm, still going. What a journey! Touchdown!
That's the guy that jumped off the tape the last half of the season. You see the speed, burst, and power as he rolls into the end zone. What do they say, partner? It's not the destination, it's the journey.
Yeah.
Mr. Brown on the board here early.
Woo. He did not want to be tackled, Dusty.
Running violent out there.
What an answer by the Nittany Lions. A 32-yard run by Journey Brown, who really emerged in the middle part of the season to wrest control as the starting running back. Emerging in the shadows of Kane and Ford and Slade, Brown refusing to go down. Dusty breaks it down on the other side of this.
Well, Journey Brown had a great run, but it was also outstanding block. And watch these two take these two and open up a massive hole on the line of scrimmage. Huge hole, nothing but grass in between. And then Journey Brown does the rest, making tacklers miss and punishing defenders with a couple of stiff arms into the end zone. Steven Gonzalez, the left guard, Michael Minute, the center, set up that gaping hole with a nice double team and allowed Journey Brown the opportunity to take it to the house.
Play clock down to 5. White got a man wide open. By Jones. Down to the 17, first down, Tigers. Brady White with some great improvisation, and they pick up 56 yards.
Well, it's patience for Brady White. Nothing is there initially. Moves to his left. He's getting run down on by Micah Parsons. The pressure's coming, and he sees his target break free in the middle of the field. Huge strike to Jones.
Up at the line quickly. Empty formation, 5 receivers. White completes it down to the 8-yard line, caught by Patrick Taylor out of the backfield.
Back to that last play, work on the outside. We were just praising John Reed, just a deep post, and Reed loses him, and Jones continues his route. And outstanding job by Brady White, being patient and locating his open target down the field.
In the red zone.
Big play offense.
And Brady White splits out as a receiver, got a wildcat formation with Patrick Taylor now. Takes the direct snap over the right side and all the way down to the 3-yard line. It'll be first and goal. Jan Johnson making the tackle.
And expect to see quite a bit of this wildcat formation here today. They gain an extra hat when they go ahead and put the ball right in the hands of Patrick Taylor or Kenneth Gainwell. It's a way to go against this outstanding front seven of Penn State. And talking with the offensive coordinator, Kevin Johns, calling plays for the first time here today, is going to be a big piece of what they do offensively to try to get the ground game going.
Brady White up in the shotgun, hands it off to Taylor, broke a tackle. Taylor, touchdown Tigers. Back at you.
That's an answer right there, partner.
Yep. If there were any questions as to the absolute health of Patrick Taylor, they were answered on this run, Dusty.
Well, Jan Jansen, old school middle linebacker, he comes clean, and he can't make the tackle. He's grabbing for legs, too strong of a runner. And then Taylor powers his way into the end zone, his 36th career rushing touchdown. Phenomenal player, over 1,200 yards a season ago. Season not what he wanted with the injury, but you best believe he's going to try to go out with a bang here in today's Cotton Bowl.
6 plays, 75 yards on the drive, and the score. Power 5 on the left, group of 5 on the right. What say you?
Welcome back to Dallas. Ryan Silverfield coaching his first game for the Memphis Tigers. Here's when he was announced to his team. He found out he was the interim following their championship win in their conference, and then a couple days later named the head coach. He told the search committee, search the country. Don't just pick me because the guys want me. And guys, this is someone who didn't even play college football. He coaches with a chip on his shoulder. He said, I have a chip on my shoulder like a lot of our players. And the main thing today, he wanted detail and control. Wasn't worried about them coming out flat.
Yeah, here's a guy who started coaching at 18 years old in high school. A pass incomplete intended for Fryermuth, who is one of their main weapons, throwing and running. He's such a versatile player, an all-conference player, that time unable to make the catch.
He's a real tight end. Excellent blocker, fantastic pass catcher, size. And you see there just didn't quite look the ball in, was turning upfield to run before he completed the catch.
With a pressure and a sack back at the 24-yard line. Jonathan Wilson, a.k.a. Swamp, with the sack. Good coverage downfield on that one. And a long third down coming up for Penn State.
Yeah, that's a coverage sack right there. Jonathan Wilson gets there late, but outstanding job down the field. Sean Clifford nowhere to go with the football, and the Memphis pass rush gets there late.
Third sack of the season for Wilson. On 3rd and 11, Tigers bringing a little heat. And they get to Clifford again. Sack him back at the 21. Bryce Huff with his 7th sack of the season.
Well, Bryce Huff, this is a showcase game for him. He's had 2 excellent, productive seasons in the American. Let's take a look at him working off the edge here. He's going to get home. He's working on Fries. Fries really struggles with speed, bending those knees, and you saw the chop rip. Bryce Huff get up the field, and a huge sack here early in this game.
Hey, the Memphis Tigers going to have good starting field position here after that punt. The Cotton Bowl game originated when Texas Oilman J. Curtis Sanford paid for the first matchup at the Texas Fairgrounds Cotton Bowl on January 1st, 1937 between TCU and Marquette. Wow. It's the 84th edition of this game, and a pass and catch and run to Calvin Austin for a first down, a pickup of 13.
Calvin Austin got some outstanding speed, one of the fastest guys on this offense, zone coverage, and he finds a soft spot.
First down and 10. Taking a shot downfield and overshoots Calvin Austin.
And what did Coach Franklin tell us? He wanted to be the first African-American coach to win a national championship.
Right. Little safety valve incomplete through the hands of Kenneth Gainwell. And it's going to be 3rd down and long. Gainwell, to think that Dusty, he redshirted last year. Didn't see much, if any time at all. Did not play. And you think about his journey. Mississippi State all passed on him. They got in too late, and he ends up having great success at Memphis.
Well, they had a man who plays in this stadium, Tony Pollard, left in the 4th round, and that's exactly the role that Kenneth Gainwell has provided this season.
3rd and 20. White steps up, decides to take off. He gets back some of that lost yardage inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. Brooks makes the tackle, the gain of 7. 4th down coming up, and Riley Patterson coming in to kick a field goal.
Well, it's really good coverage down the field. You see Reed working up top. Also the nickelback, Lamont Wade. Guys completely locked up. Pocket started collapsing on Brady White. Decided he's just going to get what he can get and set up for a field goal. Another productive drive here for this Memphis offense.
Patterson connecting earlier from 48. This one from 37 yards out. And under perfect conditions here, he gets it inside that left upright. And the Tigers take a 6-point lead. And this is the first game as head coach for Ryan Silverfield. 10 plays, 40 yards, 3.5 minutes on the clock. Capped with a 37-yard field goal by Riley Patterson. You surprised by this good start by Memphis?
A little bit. I think especially the way that we've seen Memphis be able to run the football. But they're doing exactly what Kevin Johns, the offensive coordinator, told us they were going to do. They've taken a lot of shots. We've seen wildcats. We've seen misdirection perimeter runs, spreading the ball around, and as much as anything, tempo. And that's something Kevin Johns said wanted to put his stamp on today's game.
We have Noah Kane in now for the first time at tailback, and he takes the handoff. Pushed forward out to the 29-yard line.
I'm a big fan of Noah Kane. He was injured the latter half of the season, opened the door for Journey Brown, but a true freshman. You watch him against Iowa, they rode him to the end, a physical runner that doesn't go down on first contact.
Gets another carry here, picks up the first down beyond the 40, out to the 44-yard line. Consecutive runs by Noah Kane, who came into the game with 351 rushing yards, gets 15 there. And that's going to be the end of the first 15 minutes here at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, folks. Memphis came in as the underdog, but right now they lead it 13-7. A little bit earlier today, the Battle of the Bands. Clear trombone. That got to do. Memphis Tigers showing up today, and they're following from the Bluff City.
with the lead right now and looking at 3rd down and long. Patrick Taylor in the backfield. A lot of blue in the building today. Different shades of it. Sean Clifford hands it off. That's going to be Journey Brown. Penn State comes in very wary because James Franklin showed his team the results of Group of 5 teams that have upended Power 5 conference teams. So they came in well warned. Clifford trying to make a play. Pass is caught for the 1st down. That's Dotson. Boy, a great ad-lib there by Sean Clifford. 10-yard gain.
Clifford under pressure again. The storyline is this Memphis defensive line so far under pressure has to be on the move, get off his spot. Makes an outstanding off-schedule throw. Jahan Dotson goes down and gets it.
Haven't heard much from KJ Hamler yet today. Seen Journey Brown and Noah Kane, and Jimmy Clifford sliding into the 15-yard line. Austin Hall there to stop Noah Kane in the backfield. This one goes to Hamler, trying to make a play. Turns on the turbo, touchdown! The lethal speed of KJ Hamler. They're going to say he's out of bounds at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal.
But you're exactly right. Get your playmakers the ball out in space, and that's where KJ Hamler is so lethal. Give him an inch, he'll take a mile, didn't need it. Leandre Thomas, the safety, came up, and he was left hugging air. Little bubble screen outside, nice block, one-on-one situation. And it's just a foot race to the sidelines.
1st and 10. 1st and goal from the 1. And they finish the job. Noah Kane, touchdown, Penn State. An impressive drive by the Nittany Lions to knot it at 13.
Tough physical run downhill by Noah Kane. We talked about earlier, true freshman, had back-to-back 100-yard games earlier this season against Purdue, against Iowa. The only other time that's happened for Penn State by a true freshman, a guy named Saquon Barkley.
He was pretty good.
He's okay. Still doing all right for the Giants.
Pinniger in for the extra point, giving Penn State a 1-point lead. James Franklin's team in their 3rd New Year's Six Bowl under his tutelage and guidance. Back after this. An 8-play, 45-yard drive. And the Tigers will get it 1st down and 10, coming back the other way. Well, he flanks out now, and they're going to go Wildcat with Patrick Taylor. Little counter step. Actually, it's Gainwell this time. And Gainwell makes it to the 20-yard line. No gain on the play. I don't know. I'd give that mustache about a 6.5, 7, Dusty. I know you're a little bit more generous sometimes.
I think it's pretty good. Watch Michael Parsons come downhill. Boom! Sift his way through the blockers and a big hit.
Parsons, the leading tackler on that defense. 95 stops coming in.
His acceleration, short area quickness, and ability to navigate through blocks really separates him on the football field.
Empty formation for the Tigers on 2nd and 15. They come with a blitz. Parsons caused the fumble. Penn State couldn't grab it, and Memphis recovers. Penn State, keep in mind, folks, they forced 20 fumbles this year. That's the most amongst FBS schools. There's 21.
Well, this is what they do. They bring him up around the line of scrimmage. Watch him just creep. Times up the blitz perfect. Comes completely scot-free. You've got to identify him. Doesn't just get the sack. Gets the ball out. Huge heads-up play by Abina Easy. Starting at right tackle to get on that football. They've got to locate 11 and get him blocked up.
40th sack of the season. Followed him here to Memphis. White sacked back at the 6-yard line. Manhandled by Gross Matos. That's his 9.5 sack of the season.
And this guy is a stud in his own right. See him work off the edge. He's going to be inside now. See, they have 11 Micah Parsons in at defensive end, and you get Yetur Gross-Matos working on a guard, just simple chop rip, and the length, go-go gadget arm to reach and grab Brady White. Just a phenomenal last 2 seasons, extremely productive. Back-to-back first-team All-Big Ten selections. And
on the back, Judge.
That was not a horse collar penalty because he was in the pocket. And he also didn't pull him straight to the ground. So Hamler back near midfield at the Memphis 48. Adam Williams punting in the shadows of his own goalposts. The Lions will get good field position here. And he shanks one out of bounds, shy of the 40-yard line. For a guy who's averaging almost 46 yards per punt on the season, Adam Williams with a very unpropitious effort that time. With 9:01 to go here in the first half. This is football weather too.
Is it nice?
On the play action, Clifford under duress, and he's going to be sacked back at the 38-yard line. Penn State with Gates starting field position after that 26-yard punt a moment ago. Wilson with the tackle.
Jonathan Wilson with his 2nd sack already so far in this game. And Sean Clifford wanted to take a deep shot, had deep over. He was looking for KJ Hamler, never came clean. Nice rush by the senior Wilson.
Devin Ford in the backfield. Clifford keeps it, got a blocker in front of him. Hey, don't sleep on Sean Clifford's running ability. Close to the first down, it looks like he got it. And he moves the chains.
This is a smart heads-up play here by Sean Clifford. Saw that he had the edge, and then he just navigates his tight end. Says, go, get out in front, give me a block. Gives him just enough, and nice first down.
16-yard gain on the play. Throws it on the RPO to Freiermuth. Put his feet down. No! Freiermuth ruled out of bounds, shy of the end zone. But you talk about giving somebody smoke. He ran over the defensive back on the play. The defender had no chance. One more look.
Wow. Exact same play. Now they throw it to Freiermuth, and ooh.
Get off me. Gonzalez got leveled, and they run it into the touchdown with Ford. Devin Ford with his 3rd touchdown of the season and the 3rd of his career. And momentum slowly, the pendulum slowly swinging Penn State's way.
Quick strike after the big stop. Bad punt gives Penn State great field position. Did not take them long as they were going up tempo. Tyler Bowen doing exactly what he talked about yesterday with this offense.
The extra point good. A couple of key plays on that 4-play, 32-yard drive, using up just 1:14 on the clock. They put on lawn boys. They call them lawn boys because they eat up a lot of grass. But Freiermuth gave Gonzalez. Oh, we put Gonzalez in the weight room.
Man.
Dusty will break it down after this. Penn State with a 21-13 lead. An impressive drive a moment ago. Quick start by the Tigers. The Nittany Lions with the lead, and on the return out of the end zone is Gibson. They have 3 guys that have brought it back for touchdowns already this year, but not that time. Play caller today from Memphis. And Tyler Bowen, the play caller for Penn State, saw something. Nice slide into about the 17-yard line by quarterback Brady White. Picked up 5. Brady White at Arizona State missed most of the 2016 season and all of the 2017 season at the Sun Devils with a foot injury. Completes this one on the receiver screen to Austin, and Calvin Austin brought down right around the line of scrimmage. Not much room there for the dynamic but diminutive receiver. 5'9", brought down by Jaquan Brisker.
Trying to slow down that pass rush, a little wide receiver screen, a tunnel screen, and excellent pursuit to the football by Brisker, the safety back inside for minimal gain. And 3rd and extra long. Pin your ears back and get after the quarterback here.
Watch out for Micah Parsons. White gets rid of it quick. That pass almost intercepted. Brisker was in on the last play. That time got his hand on it. And it's incomplete. 4th down coming up for the Tigers. And they'll punt from deep in their own territory again.
Well, as we'll see, we're going to take a look here at Brady White, and he's telegraphing where he's going with the football. He's looking right here, right now. Brisker is in the throwing lane, continues to expand, reads the quarterback's eyes the entire way, gets a nice pass breakup. Excellent series there by Jaquan Brisker.
KJ Hamler standing at his own 40-yard line. Last time Adam Williams punted, it only went 28 yards. This one much better. Wow, he airmailed that one out of bounds. He didn't quite hit the big screen here at AT&T Stadium, but that's as close as I've seen somebody come today. 21-13, Penn State with the lead. Penn State with a couple guys that are impenetrable up front. Utor Matos and Parsons. Back after this. Journey Brown in the backfield on 1st down and 10. Good starting field position for the Nittany Lions. Little trips right formation. KJ Hamler, the inside receiver. They choose to run it. Journey Brown on a splendid journey. So long, room service. Touchdown. The Lawn Boys cut and eat up some more grass. 56 yards on that one.
Vision and a jump cut by Journey Brown, and the burst and speed. No one's going to catch him from Memphis. Nice piece of running once again by Journey Brown.
You saw his speed. You mentioned it, Dusty. He's a former high school sprint champion. Ran a 10.43 in high school. That broke the record by Olympian Leroy Burrell at the time. His 2nd one of the day.
All right, let's take a look at this. They're going to wash everything down, okay? And the safety is going to come down, so there's nobody in the middle of the field. Jump cut here, and the vision by Journey Brown. Everything gets washed, jump cut. No one's in the middle of the field. Safety's already down on the other side. And it's a foot race that Memphis is not going to win with Journey Brown, as my partner just mentioned. Got the track speed, not just the football speed. What a start here in the 1st half for Journey Brown.
Dusty, you get the feeling now that this offense has found itself in a big way.
They're starting to establish the line of scrimmage and run the football, and they've really flexed their muscles and become a physically dominant team here in the 1st half.
Penn State on a 21-0 run on the jet sweep. This is Calvin Austin. Boy, he got drilled at the 28. Man, Keaton Ellis hit him at the 29, ended up landing at about the 26. 2nd down and 6 coming up. White on the out, complete to Coxie for the 1st down. White fit it into a nice window. The ball came loose. Was it caught in a fumble, or they're going to say that it was a fumble? The spot comes in afterwards, and Memphis, Trice Daniel made the catch.
And how about Kenneth Gainwell? Johnny on the spot, comes flying in. Could have just been detrimental here in the 1st half if they don't retain possession.
Here's one more look, Dusty. Yeah, he had that ball. 2 hands on it, then it came loose.
Comes loose, and look at Kenneth Gainwell just stick his nose in there and find a way to come loose with the ball. Heads up play.
White to the edge, complete to Jones. And Jones pushed out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Quickly, partner, what does a score mean to Memphis right now?
Everything. They've got to stop the bleeding. And as much as anything, keep that defense over there and allow them to rest. They've been on the field quite a bit in the 2nd quarter. The momentum has completely shifted to Penn State. Very important that they cap off this drive with points.
White in the pocket, taking a shot deep. Caught! Coxie at the 2. A tight fit, but he never quit on it. first and goal. 41 yards on the catch and throw.
Absolute dime delivered there by Brady White. I mean, perfectly placed football for Coxie. Tight coverage on the edge. Safety's coming over the top. Ball was put in the only place his receiver could make a play on the football. Outstanding throw.
Gainwell in the backfield on first and goal. Gainwell in the carry, and Micah Parsons pushed him out of bounds at about the 2. It almost feels like there's 4 Micah Parsons out there on the field.
Dude can run, man.
He is ubiquitous, man, everywhere.
Speed is the ultimate equalizer on a football field. And instinct, speed, got a little bit of everything. We know how fast and explosive Kenneth Gainwell is. Micah Parsons able to track him down as Gainwell now back in at the Wildcat.
Pound for pound, Parsons, the fastest guy in the squad. Can he run down Gainwell here? Gainwell, touchdown Tigers. He got in. And Memphis stops the hemorrhaging, stops the bleeding on that 21-0 Penn State run with a touchdown there.
I like the pad leverage. Low man wins, right? Even though Kenneth Gainwell is given 40, 50 pounds to Micah Parsons, watch him get low in the hole. Dorcius gets a block, and you see Gainwell get low, finish off the run in the end zone.
They put them in the red zone and in first and goal inside the 5. 41 yards delivered by Brady White, who responded at just the perfect time, just when it seemed like it might be getting away a little bit from Memphis. They counter with a big touchdown with 3:15 to go here in the first half. And keep in mind, hey, Memphis, we haven't mentioned it much yet, but they're without one of their major weapons, Joey Magnifico, their tight end here today.
An infection in his knee, wasn't able to go, and a big part of not just catching the football, but in the blocking game as well.
Hamler watches it go up. Ricky Slade in the backfield on first down and 10. He takes the handoff in a burst up the middle. They gash, lacerate that defensive front all the way down to the 30-yard line. Ricky Slade with a big-time run.
Well, they go 4 deep in this running back room, and they like all 4 of their backs. They feel good about every one of them. First time we've seen much of Ricky Slade. Quality cut, speed in the open field.
Slade takes it again. This time picks up about 3 yards. Slade, actually, Dusty, was the original starter in week 1. And here it is again.
Just kind of picks his way there. Nice blocking up front. The Penn State offensive line really starting to settle in. Crease there, and Ricky Slade finds it and hits the accelerator.
Great chemistry. Slade again inside the 15 to the 14. Meanwhile, on the other side of the field, Dusty, Ryan Silverfield in his first appearance. What do you make of the way things have gone for his first appearance so far?
Well, he had him ready to play. They came out and put up 184 yards in the first half. And then here in the second quarter, Penn State offensively has really found a groove, especially on the ground.
Clifford keeps it. And they try to strip it away, but he's down first at the 12-yard line. 1:20 to go. Penn State with its full complement of 3 timeouts remaining. Memphis with 2. 3rd and 4. His game doing the talking, running it now. It is. Feet came loose. The ball came loose. And we heard a whistle. Chris Claybooks recovered it for the Tigers, but the play blown dead. See where they spot this. Here's a good look at it.
Definitely down.
Yeah.
Knee down, elbow down.
Yeah.
Ball comes out way late.
First down. The clock will start on my signal.
He's got some toughness to him, Jonesy.
Yes.
His ability to run the football. It's a part of this offense with the RPO, over 100 carries on the season. Not afraid to get those tough physical yards.
On the play fake into the end zone, he wisely throws it away. Nick Bowers, the closest receiver, the backup tight end. It'll be 2nd and goal.
He loves his tight ends in the red zone. Between Bowers, Freiermuth, 10 touchdowns accounted for by these tight ends. And when they get in this area, look for them to go to 83 or 87 quite frequently.
Keep in mind, Tyler Bowen is calling the plays as the team's offensive coordinator today.
Well covered down the field by Memphis.
9th play of the drive coming up for Penn State. 1:04 to go in the first half. Clifford keeps it inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and goal. J.J. Russell making the tackle.
Timeout.
Rather conservative call that time. And Ricky Slade in the backfield.
Freiermuth down here. Love him in the red zone.
He looks to his left. Fires. Dotson. Touchdown. Tyler Bowen dials up a big one. And the Nittany Lions with another score. For Dotson, that's his 5th touchdown receiving of the season.
Inside receiver screen. Watch the block by 87 Freiermuth. Locks in, and then he buries the Memphis defender in the end zone. Helps spring that Dotson touchdown. Excellent execution. You got to love the play call there by the tight ends coach, playing coordinator today, Tyler Bowen.
Man, Freiermuth a couple of times today has made Memphis feel him, like in a big way, physically. Under a minute to go here in the first half. Extra point good by Jake Pinniger. They've turned this into Happy Valley South. I don't see the Nittany Lion Inn anywhere. I don't see University Avenue anywhere, or some of the landmarks, but Coach James Franklin and his team feeling very much at home here. Antonio Gibson back deep for this kick for Memphis. Tigers with a record 12 wins this year and a lot of resolve. Gibson watches it go over his head. Brady White slings it complete to Coxie. Picks up the first down, a gain of 12. I like the fact that you hit on it earlier. We've seen guys like Yetur Gross-Matos, a guy with a lot at stake in his future, his NFL draft stock, actually playing, deciding to finish out with his teammates. Going to ponder his future after this. That pass complete at about the 41-yard line. That was Coxie again, his favorite target on the afternoon.
Riley Patterson, the kicker, has made a 52-yarder this season, so they're getting closer and closer to his range. They actually hit 2 kicks this year at 52 yards, so not far out of the range of the kicker, Riley Patterson.
2nd and 3. They're going to move quickly here into a tight window, caught miraculously by Samuel. And with 6 seconds to go, they're going to burn one of their 2 remaining timeouts. They pull the place kicker, Riley Patterson, off the field with 8 seconds to go. White completes it, got to get out of bounds. Gainwell steps out of bounds. Boy, they're cutting it close. 3 seconds to go, but they bought up a little bit more real estate there.
You know what? That's a big spot for Ryan Silverfield. He played it perfect, right? He said, you know what? We got 8 seconds left. I've got a timeout in my pocket. Plus, I can get the ball out on the perimeter, maybe get out of bounds, give his kicker a little bit less distance on his field goal attempt. Well done by the, not first year, but first game head coach and Ryan Silverfield, trying to tack on a little bit of points before we hit the break.
Now in comes first team all AAC kicker, Riley Patterson, attempting this one from 44. He's connected from 48 and 37 already. And a perfect day for him so far. He's made his last 13 in a row. The margin down to just 12 now. It's a 12-point lead. The Stars have emerged and made a big showing here today so far. In the first ever meeting between Memphis and Penn State. You're watching the 2019 Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. You're watching the 2019 Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic from Arlington, Texas, AT&T Stadium. Back for the second half of play. The group of 5 representative from Memphis taking on the Big Ten's Penn State Nittany Lions, who have the lead right now, 35-23. Folks, if you think that this game is over, it's not, because this Memphis team is one of the top 10 offenses in the entire country. They've shown in the first half, Dusty, they can put points up. They've had a bunch of explosive plays. They're going to get the ball here to start the third quarter. What do you expect to see from them?
They're going to have to continue to go up top, right? Make some explosive plays. They have not been able to establish the line of scrimmage and run the football on the stingy front 7 of Penn State. So it's going to be up to that man, Brady White, who has stepped up to challenge time and time again throughout the course of the season. I like the way he's extended plays, kept his eyes down the field, and located targets for some big chunk plays. 3 plays of 40-plus yards in that first half alone.
On the kick, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Memphis Tigers, and Brady White at quarterback. 3rd down and 3. First drive of the third quarter, pass complete for the first down on the quick slant to DeMonte Coxie. Picks up 11 yards. And a good start here on this opening drive of the second half.
I like the poise of Brady White in the pocket. Watch Gross Matos. He's going to come off the edge here. He's going to be a free hitter. Brady White just doesn't even bother with it. Knows he's got the slant inside, finds his target, Coxie, doesn't worry about the rush, picks up a big first down.
Empty formation, 4 receivers out to the top of your screen. White looking that way. Completes the pass out to midfield. It's Gainwell still on his feet. Still on the move, and Gainwell spins down to the 26-yard line. That one's for you, big brother, 30 yards.
Versatility, such a good pass catcher out of the backfield, all alone in the flats, and you get this guy in the open field, he's going to make you miss. Big-time play here coming out of the half for Kenneth Gainwell.
That one was for his brother, Curtis Gainwell. 1st down and 10 from the 26. On the reverse, and the throw, White open, some trickery. Brady White lunging just short of the end zone. Kadarian Jones with the pass to the quarterback. How do you like me now?
Kevin Jones, the offensive coordinator, he's leaving it all on the field. Little reverse pass throw back to Brady White, who sneaks out in the flats. Nobody's there. Gets tripped up prior to the end zone. What a start for Memphis coming out of the half.
You talked about how important that misdirection was going to be against this Penn State defense. Dorsey is in the backfield now, the lead blocker as they line up out of the eye. White keeps him. Dorsey is with a push from behind. Signal, not yet. Touchdown. The Tigers punch it in. Brady White with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season and the 5th of his career. And Silverfield had that Penn State defense on its heels during that opening drive here in the third quarter. Patterson in for the extra point. Hey, we told you a moment ago, this is a team that is very combustible offensively. And Brent Pry trying to get his troops together defensively to regroup.
I don't know what Ryan Silverfield said at halftime, but they've come out inspired. Sweep, we'll toss it back. Jones is going to find a wide open Brady White. Misdirection, Penn State never saw it. And then Brady White caps it off with a sneak for a touchdown. Could not have scripted a better start to this second half for the Memphis Tigers.
First and 10. Clifford got it off in time. Intercepted by Austin Hall. Big time play for Austin Hall. His 2nd interception of the season. Couldn't have come at a better time, Dusty.
Wow, what a play by Austin Hall, the 5th-year senior, former walk-on. Watch him right here. He's going to read the quarterback's eyes. He knows they're going to KJ Hamler, undercuts the route, and a huge interception to get Memphis the football back in great territory.
And Memphis in great striking territory here at the 29-yard line.
Here's Franklin, a little bit rattled here coming out of the second half. And boy, Ryan Silverfield, his first game as a head coach, must have been quite the halftime speech, Jonesy, because this Tiger team has come out on fire.
Olivia said earlier that he told his team, I need passion, but it needs to be controlled. Patrick Taylor in the backfield, 1st and 10 for the Tigers. And this time, White brought down back near the 40. Mustafa with the sack that time. Not many options on that play for Brady White.
Well, P.J. Mustafa comes through clean, almost unblocked. Brady White nowhere to go with the football, kind of takes the sack there. Nice play by the big defensive tackle to slow Memphis's roll here.
Loss of 9 on the play. White on the shuffle pass. That's going to be number 14, Antonio Gibson. Guy that was key in their last couple of games. He picks up 10. So it'll be 3rd down, about 9 to go. Brown making the tackle.
I love this play. Roll to the right, get full flow that way by the defense, and then slip Gibson in underneath, and a little shovel pass. Get their playmakers touches in unique, different ways. We continue to see it, and that's Antonio Gibson getting a much-needed touch here in the second half.
3rd and 14. They're going to get to the 19-yard line. Play clock down to 7. Empty formation, 5 receivers. White down the sideline. Coatsy won't even have a shot. Well defended by John Reed, who has been staunch today. Back to Gross-Matos and that injured left hand that he's been playing with for several weeks now. Doesn't seem to be impacting him negatively on the field, Dusty.
No, especially with his pass rush. And hey, man, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to play. And this guy plays with unbelievable effort, high motor. And that's excellent job down the field again by 29 John Reed, man-to-man coverage with Coatsy.
This is from 51. And it's a 2-point game. That is a Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic record for distance, 51 yards. We got a ball game, folks.
Welcome back to AT&T Stadium. Standing beside me is Pro Football Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce, former Memphis Tiger. Now, watching this Tiger team develop, grow, build in the last 5 years or so, and now playing in a New Year's Six game, what's that like to watch as an alum?
Well, it's special. It gives myself and along with my former player teammates an opportunity to be on a stage like this. It's a phenomenal event, a great game, and hopefully we can pull it off.
You're one of 3 Memphis receivers to eclipse 1,000 yards in the season. One of them is on this field. DeMonte Coatsy tonight, already with 100. What do you like about his game?
Well, he's been a big playmaker for us all year long. I mean, he's big, he's athletic, can run. He attacks the football in the air, and I think he has a chance on the next level.
Isaac, you did something really cool this week. You gave 3 tickets away to the Memphis Boys and Girls Club for their family, for their flights and the hotel stay. Why is that so important for you to involve local kids in this big experience?
I think it's important in our culture, what we do with our tithe that we put away every 3rd year. So I want to be a blessing, be a beacon of light to the younger kids, and especially I'm a Boys and Girls Club alum, so I want to just reach out and bless someone for during these holidays.
Incredible story, incredible message. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Back to you, Mark.
Awesome work there by Isaac Bruce, being a blessing to so many different people. On the cutback, this is Journey Brown. Ends up about 2 yards shy of the first down. Greatest show on turf, Isaac Bruce, man.
Oh, him and Torrey Holt.
Yep.
They could absolutely roll. Well done there by Olivia. And very cool what Isaac Bruce has been doing. Anthony Miller, 2nd-round pick a couple years ago with the Bears.
Journey Brown still on its feet, broke a tackle across midfield, all the way down to the 45-yard line. Penn State moving quickly here.
It's just a simple inside zone. They're getting so much wash. The cutback is right there. And the vision of Journey Brown and explosiveness. A couple of quality runs.
Gets it again here. Kane picks up about 4 more as they continue to just roll up their sleeves. Lakers coming off that loss Christmas Day against the Clippers. And speaking of losses, Sean Clifford sacked back at the 18-yard line on the play by Everett Cunningham. So you think your Mavs are actually going to top 4 seed in the West?
I hope so. You tell me. You're Mr. NBA.
No, you're the Mavericks guy, though.
Hey,
I'd say yes.
I like what Luka's doing.
Outstanding. Good to see him back in action.
Huge tackle for loss by Everett Cunningham, backing up Penn State. Setting up 3rd and long here.
Clifford gets it off. Ball charged loose. Memphis bringing that heat right now. Big hit by Tim Hart.
Playing with a lot of heart out there.
Hard stopper.
Wow, that drive just stalled out on Penn State. We're running right down Memphis's throat. Trying to get the screen out there. Ooh.
Hamler took a hit. He got rocked. And now they're going to try a field goal from 45 yards out. This Memphis team playing inspired here in the early part of the 3rd quarter. Pinniger in to attempt this field goal. He's 10 of 11 on the season. This one from 45. And he makes it. Jake Pinniger knocks it through to make it a 5-point Nittany Lion lead. James Franklin getting his team riled up. And the first-time head coach doing a nice job so far. 1954, you got to love the sequence of shots there. Tommy Lewis coming off the bench to make the tackle in that Cotton Bowl game. The touchdown eventually rewarded, but the whole incident led the now famous or infamous Lewis to say, I just lost my composure and I tackled her. I mean, you come off the sidelines to make a tackle.
Talk about a 12th man. Jeez.
You ever had the urge?
No.
No? Not even high school, little league, nothing? Come off the... No?
I mean, look, I'm not trying to get flagged and get yelled at. You know what I mean? I do that enough within the course of the game.
Okay. White out of the shotgun. Antonio Gibson with the catch and run, still on his feet. An invariable, inexorable effort that time by Gibson for 14 yards.
Listen, JUCO running back Antonio Gibson played receiver most of the year. They started putting him a running back. They just had to give him the football, and they noticed he's tough to tackle. Guys just bounce off of him, as you saw there in the nice pickup.
Good time play. Hand off into the boundary. Patrick Taylor close to that first down marker. You talk about guys coming back for that final year of school. Patrick Taylor, another one of those guys, got a 3rd, 4th round maybe evaluation from the NFL's advisory board last year. Wanted to come back this year and finish things out with his teammates, and he's playing in this bowl game. White out of the shotgun. Slings it complete. About a yard shy of the first down. Gainwell again, you know, interesting recruiting story with Gainwell. He had committed to Memphis, and then his main recruiter, Coach Dan Lanning, left for Georgia. But Gainwell remained resolved and resolute to come to Memphis and make his mark, and he's certainly done that. And it would have been easy to open up his recruitment again. They run the ball to Gainwell, and he's going to end up about a yard short. What's the expectation for him, do you think, next year when you look at Taylor not being there?
I think he's going to continue to do what he does. Again, this offense, and with Tony Pollard, they did similar things. Line him up all over the field, utilize his skill set, and when you have a guy like Kenneth Gainwell, who's got such an array of qualities, you can get creative and find different ways to utilize him. So I'd expect more of the same. He's gone over 2,000 yards on the season, and a big 3rd down here, and he's on the sideline.
Keep an eye on number 11. They're coming. Didn't get to him. Tipped up. And incomplete. Batted by Shaka Toney, number 18. Got those hands high up in the air, Dusty. And it brings up a 4th and 10. Good play.
Yeah, Shaka Toney's just going to drop out. Okay, zone blitz. They're going to bring the backer, drop the defensive end. Drops right over the quarterback, gets in his vision. And as you mentioned, gets his hand in the way. Excellent pass deflection. Brent Pry bringing a little zone pressure there. And Shaka Toney, haven't called his name very much today, but big play there on 3rd and long.
Patterson has made field goals from 48, 37, 44, and 51 today, which was a bowl record. This one from 41, and that's his 5th, which is a bowl record 5 total. They inch a little bit closer for Ryan Silverfield. Penn State's defense holding them to a field goal. Their team down just 2 right now. And Penn State going to take the touchback. This is Journey Brown taking another trip into the secondary all the way down to the 30-yard line. They just gashed that front again. Ripped it wide open.
Journey Brown. I mean, watch the explosiveness through the hole. Big hole opens up off the right side. That's the center, Michael Minute. 69, the right guard. C.J. Thorpe, huge hole in the acceleration and burst there from Journey Brown.
44 yards on that previous run. This one goes for 3. But they have gotten big chunks against that Memphis front. There have been on several occasions yawning holes where the running back, this time Journey Brown, other times Noah Kane, going through almost untouched. 2nd and 7. Sean Clifford out of the shotgun. Pass dropped by Daniel George.
George started to run before he caught the football. Far sideline, he was turning upfield, trying to get yards after the catch instead of doing his first job securing the catch. Sets up a 3rd and long, going quick.
They got to get to the 21-yard line. Journey Brown in the backfield. Hamler, the inside receiver, to the bottom of your screen. As Journey Brown out of the backfield, got a block and tripped up about a yard short of the 1st down. Got a good block by Hamler, but an even better tackle by J.J. Russell defensively for the Tigers. 4th and short, the offense on the field, they're going to go for it.
With the way they've run the football, it's got to go to Journey Brown.
11-16 on 4th down so far this year. Clifford hands it off. Not sure they're going to make it. The Tigers roaring. The bigger cats on that play were from Memphis. A helpless look etched across the countenance of James Franklin. Helpless. His team coming up short there, it looked like.
Well, Penn State's offensive line has been whipping Memphis up front in the run game. Not this time. Look at the penetration up front by Goodson. He starts to pile, and then it's 10. Morris Joseph gets off the block. Nowhere for Journey Brown to go. They needed a stop, and man, did they get a key stop on 4th and short. James Franklin not happy with his offensive line's inability to get any push and get that 1st down.
1st and 10 for Brady White.
Gibson in the backfield with Gainwell.
Motion Gibson out. Handed off to Gainwell with nowhere to go. He's going to lose about 3 or 4 yards. Antonio Shelton making the tackle. Remember coming into this ball game that all of the Memphis coaches knew the stat that Penn State gives up 2.8 yards per rush, which is the best in the nation. How gaudy a number is that, Dusty?
It's gaudy, and they actually hold them under that so far here today.
White completes it out to the 23. That's Gainwell. Working against Trent Gordon. Clock running with 1:05 to go.
Big 3rd down here, complete. New, fresh defensive line. It's one thing Penn State loves to do, rotate defensive linemen. It's a great line from Brent Pry. He said, we rotate to keep fresh bodies, keep the pedal on the offensive line for 4 quarters.
I see Gross Matos lining up right over the center there, Dusty. Carson's also on the field. They blitz White. He fumbles it. He gives it away. Do you believe that? Holy cow. Wow. Garrett Taylor, a off the fumble caused by Micah Parsons. Ridiculous.
I told you from the onset, and I told you guys the last few days, next year he'll be the best defensive player in college football. And he has put on a show so far here today. 3rd and long situation. Rip Rod dials up a blitz. Nobody accounts for Micah Parsons. He doesn't just get there to get the sack. Sack fumble. Garrett Taylor in perfect position. And a Penn State defensive touchdown. Exactly what they needed.
An incredible shift of fortune in favor of the Nittany Lions. And there's the catalyst right there. Number 11, Micah Parsons, forcing the fumble on Brady White.
What's a crossfire stunt? We're going to watch right here. He's going to come here. He's going to come here. Jan Johnson goes one way. Parsons comes the other. It opens right up. No one accounts for him. You see the closing speed. The right arm comes up as he gets the football out. And Garrett Taylor says, thank you very much. What a play.
There's Parsons. See number 11? You need to move over on that man crush and make some room for me. He's pretty good.
Hey, you guys been making fun of me the last couple of days.
Still just a 9-point game, though, with 38 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Hand it off to Taylor, who motioned to the spot and picks up another 1st down at the 48.
Don't get it twisted. There's a lot of fight in this Memphis football team. They're not going anywhere. There's a 4th quarter coming up, and they're well within striking distance in this football game.
They know about adversity and how to deal with it.
Well, we talked about earlier, the scene on Bill Street and game day, the energy was electric. Can they extract some of that energy here in the 4th quarter?
The thrill, it's not gone, folks. Stick around. You're watching the 2019 Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Back for the start of the 4th quarter, I'm Mark Jones alongside Dusty Dvorak, Olivia Decker down in the field. And this is the 84th edition of the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. And what a game this is turning out to be. But right now, Penn State's offense accountable for a bunch of points. They lead it by 9. First play of the 4th quarter, a run. Patrick Taylor stopped up by Hansard.
Hansard down the line of scrimmage. Nice play on the other side of the football. Good penetration of the rotation they have of this defensive line for Penn State. See if that freshness pays off here in the 4th quarter.
Ryan Silverfield, the head coach of the Memphis Tigers. His first game as head coach in this, the biggest game in school history. After a record 12 wins on the season, White completes it out of the backfield. That's his tight end, actually, Wilson. And Wilson into Penn State territory. They're going to spot it at the 45-yard line. Have about 4 more yards to go.
We talked about in the onset the intelligence, the football IQ of Brady White off the charts. And what I've liked is what his initial or even second read isn't there. He's not panicking. He's trusting, going through his reads and finding the open man as he did there to his tight end.
White just got rid of it, found the guy, and it's complete to Gibson, and a clutch pass and catch for the Tigers. First down on the gain of 24. There was good pressure from Penn State, too, coming from Dos Matos.
Yeah, Brady White steps up in the pocket, middle of the field open, and he finds Antonio Gibson for a huge first down.
White got rid of it quickly, almost picked off by Parsons. Micah Parsons putting together a mixtape here today of highlights. 13 tackles, a sack, 2 tackles for loss, and 2 forced fumbles.
Wow, and he almost had another one. Zone coverage, he steps right in front of the slant and want to get the ball to Gibson.
13 tackles, wow. 2 forced fumbles. He probably led the team in Chapel, too. Second and 10. White swarmed by Mr. Everywhere, Micah Parsons.
Well, this time it's a delayed blitz. And again, they're not accounting for it. And when you have such a good defensive line, let's take a look at him. He's just going to come right here. He's going to kind of delay it. Well, he comes right off the snap, opens wide up. Guard stays with the nose tackle. Tackle flexes out. Running back doesn't step up and help. Another easy sack for Micah Parsons.
Now you know why there's not a lot of number 11 jerseys in the stands here. And the over 54,000 people at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Out of the backfield complete. That's Kenneth Gainwell still on his feet. He's going to end up way short of the first down. And with a 9-point lead, they will see they're on the fringes of
they're well
range. They're actually well within. I mean, it's makeable for Riley Patterson. These aren't chip shots that he's made today. Look at that.
Drilling them too.
On 4th and 8. This one from 42. Just inside that upright. And it's down to a 6-point game with 12:01 to play. You're watching the 2019 Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic from Arlington, Texas at AT&T Stadium. Mark Jones, Dusty Dvorak, Olivia Decker down on the field. What a great finish coming up as Memphis kicks another field goal to make it a 6-point ball game. And this a historic season for the Memphis Tigers. A very successful one as well for Penn State. Looks into the boundary, complete to the tight end. Freiermuth still on his feet. A relentless, ruthless runner. Freiermuth picks up 20. This is what ruthless looks like.
Big physical 3rd and 5, no problem. Lower the shoulder, run through the safety, Sanchez Blake.
They run it again between the tackles. A nice gain by Noah Cain, who gives you a lot of yards after contact. 11 yards on that rush. You think that fatigue might be a factor for that Memphis defense or not?
Sure, they've been on the field a lot. Really, with this drive in particularly, we've seen Penn State convert on 2 third downs. So the plays on this drive are starting to add up, and that leads to a worn-down defensive line.
8:36 to go in the game. And this the highest scoring Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic ever. Clifford hands it off. Cain again smashing his way down to the 18-yard line. Noah Cain averaging a little over 5 yards per carry on the season, picks up 7 there.
Like we've talked about his physical style of running, but always falling and leaning forward when he finishes off his runs.
Penn State with a great group of talented running backs. It's Cain's turn again. Cain brought down right near the 10-yard line. Picks up the first down on a 7-yard gain. And they are just wearing down that Memphis front a little bit.
336 yards rushing now. Right side there, Will Fries with an excellent seal block. Even KJ Hamler getting to the second level helps spring a nice run by Cain.
Cain again stays on his feet inside the 5-yard line. Picks up 7.
Penn State posing their will. Watch the finish of this run here. Another inside zone. Good job by Freiermuth, the right side of the offensive line.
And again, stopped up just short of the end zone. It just feels and looks like they can't stop Penn State right now when the Nittany Lions want to run it.
It's been that way for most of the day. They've gotten whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted it on the ground game, minus the 4th down stop. But when it matters the most in the 4th quarter, Penn State putting together probably their most quality drive of the ball game. Chewing away that clock too. 11 plays now and counting.
Loaded backfield. Cain again. Brought down short of the end zone. And now the close judge calls touchdown. They're going to call it a touchdown. Even Cain looks a little surprised that he got in.
Bryce Huff off the backside. See if he reaches over. That's touchdown, no question.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a point I was making, always falling forward. I mean, when you watch him run, Tough to bring down, but constantly always falling forward. I go back to that Iowa game, true freshman. That was a tough, hard-fought 17-12 game. Late in that ball game, they're giving the football to Noah Cain to cap it off, and here they go for 2, Jonesy.
So the analytics dictate they go for 2. 6:31 to go in the fourth quarter. That pass complete. Freiermuth hauls it in. And yeah, you can strike a pose. An impressive drive by the Nittany Lions. 2 touchdowns today for Cain. Silverfield looking for a response from his Tigers. But sometimes when the other cat, in this case a Nittany Lion, is bigger and stronger, you can peel those stripes off a Tiger. Voices intoning passionately right now from the Penn State side of the field. We are Penn State. Born back in the early part of the 1900s. Wally triplet situation, giving birth to that now famous saying. 6:31 to go. Memphis facing a daunting challenge to go. Hand it off to Gibson. And Gibson going to pick up a couple of yards on the play. 6'2" senior from Stockbridge as we go down to Olivia.
Journey Brown was over on the sideline, and athletic trainers had him follow their fingers with his eyes. He's been cleared to play, but he did not finish that last drive. After Noah Cain, his teammate, scored the touchdown, Brown came over to Noah and just held him, whispering in his ear, having a really sweet moment about filling in. It's next man up, and all these skilled players getting it done today.
Now they have been galvanized this year. Gibson in the open field down to the 42-yard line. And a first down for the Tigers, trying to rally here with under 6 minutes to go.
When Antonio Gibson, set up the wide receiver screen, he had open field in front. I wasn't so sure he wasn't going to take that to the house. Big play.
Out of the shotgun, Brady White. And he's sacked back to the 46-yard line by Robert Windsor, an all-conference performer for the Nittany Lions this year on that defensive line.
Kind of that lunch pail guy, undersized, nose tackle, fights his tail off, down in, down out. Had a great career. Gonna have a chance to play in the Senior Bowl, and nice sack.
3.5 for him on the season. Don't forget, coming up next, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Approaching 5 minutes to go. Brady White has a man open at the 23. Complete first down. That's Calvin Austin. They move the chains and moving quickly. Back in the red zone at the 19, they got 27. Boy, what a day this guy has had. Brady White. A little bit of his future still up in the air. He has a 6th year of eligibility remaining. That's right, 6th. White picked off at the 3-yard line by Wilson. And the Nittany Lions come up with another huge play defensively. That's his 2nd pick of the season. Brent Pry's defense got it on lockdown today. Impenetrable. Ready to put this to bed. And in space, boy, Olivia was talking about Journey Brown getting checked out on the sidelines. I think he checked out okay.
Wow, big hole opens up off the left side. 74 Gonzalez just buries his man into the ground. Great burst through the hole for Journey Brown. 74 Steven Gonzalez, 5th year senior, 2nd team All Big Ten. He's surprised if he doesn't get a look at the next level. Great size, physicality, moves people off the football. 62, Michael Minute. Both those guys have had an outstanding game here today.
Penn State looking for its 11th win of the season. Journey Brown plowing forward, picks up about 3. On the run, this is Journey Brown. And Brown is about 2 yards short of the first down. Penn State very intentional right now, very purposeful right now. Ryan Silverfield with a pretty heart-wrenching story, Olivia, when you think about his love for animals and in his whole family too.
And Mark, I talked with him and his wife on the field just today, and they still were telling me more about their 10-year-old red-nosed pit bull, Max. He's up in their hotel room as we speak, came to the Cotton Bowl with them on the team's charter. He had a tumor on his spine and is counting his last days now. You can tell this couple is completely rocked by this news. They just love their dog and are such animal lovers.
Well, you heard him say that loyalty is a big component of who he is. And it translates not just with his dog as part of his family, but the 100 or so kids, as he calls them, on his Memphis team as well, Dusty.
And they're going to fall a little bit short here today, but in his first opportunity as a head coach at a level of this magnitude, in a game of this magnitude, he had his team ready to play. They came ready to play, and I think Memphis made an excellent hire. And just back to I was reading the article on him about the dogs and his love for his animals, and also the things that him and his offensive line do at the animal shelter. And this was an article from back in the summer, well before there was any idea he was going to be the head coach, but it talked about his, what he's about and the loyalty that he possesses. And those things that were written from all the way back in the summer is a huge reason why he's in the spot he's in to be the next head man at Memphis.
Interesting. Devin Ford on the carry. Picks up a yard with under 2 minutes to go. And this the highest scoring Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic ever.
He told us that he turned down opportunities with Big 10 and Big 12 coordinator positions to stay at Memphis. And I think that was the loyalty that Laird Veach and the people at Memphis looked to when they said, quote, this is a quote from Laird Veach, that he separated himself from the rest of the national people that they looked at from unwavering passion and commitment for Memphis football.
Yeah. And it's nice to see Sean Clifford come back from that injury and cap off his season with a victory here in this game. Clifford, remember, missed some time after suffering that injury against Ohio State, but rallied. As I mentioned, the Ford postgame trophy presentation, awards. I'm going to guess that Micah Parsons is in line to take home a trophy or 3.
Yes. It's got to be Journey Brown on offense.
Yeah. 23 seconds to go as we wind this one down. Just the first of several great games on a fantastic day of college football. National semifinal games come up right after this. The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, which follows this game. LSU and Oklahoma coming up next. Coach Franklin still coaching to the final second here.
He's locked in, man. Is there time left on the clock, Jonesy?
As I like to say, he's smiling. He just hasn't told his face yet. Coach is a monument to intensity there on the sidelines.
KJ Hamler, I think, got a little bit confused on where he was on the field. Went down a little bit shy of the first down. Looked like he could have gotten it, but
Penn State going to get its 11th win of the season and finish it off with a sack. Jason Owe puts a period on it today.
They got him. Oh, nice form tackle by Coach Franklin. Oh, he took it down. Wow. Wow.
James Franklin celebrating with his team.
I think that's a 2-point takedown on Cam Brown.
He wanted to get on the stat sheet too.
I guess don't just talk about it, be about it.
He's living it. Ryan Silverfield with Coach Franklin embracing it midfield. And don't forget, coming up next, LSU, Oklahoma, followed by Ohio State, Clemson. Great day here of football. For Olivia, Dusty, and our entire crew, I'm Mark Jones. How many times have you seen the coach tackle the guys with the Gatorade bucket? We go to College Football Playoff pregame show. So long.